Hey, welcome back to another short Tuesday episode, a bonus episode of the Begin Within Health show. This is a big concept that I want to address today, something that we talk about a ton in our coaching program. I talk about this with our clients who come in groups every single week to our group coaching sessions on Monday. And I talk about it with individuals as well. And for some reason, this is a concept that is lost on so many of us until we start to tune into it, until we start to be aware of it. And it's simply the idea of paying close attention to the clues that your body is giving you. Paying close attention to those clues. And the way that I would illustrate this, the example that I would give is that whenever we are with a group of people and we stay overnight. So if Amanda and I go and visit my parents or her parents, or they come and stay with us, or we are out of town with some friends and, staying in our hotel rooms. What is so interesting to me is that anytime we're with people that we're not normally with, a common question in the morning, right? So we're with people we're not normally with overnight somewhere, okay? On vacation, visiting relatives or friends, or we have people visit us, right? You got the idea. Every morning, we do this thing, and maybe you and your family and friends do it too. We ask one another, how did you sleep last night? And occasionally, Amanda and I will even ask each other that just regularly, right? It becomes, and I've noticed this, my parents will do it too, her parents, it becomes kind of just a normal sort of polite question to ask of people you care about in the morning. Hey, how did you sleep last night? And, for us, even typically at home, sometimes, again, we'll ask each other that. And, yeah, I didn't sleep so good last night. Oh, I slept so great last night. And it's so interesting to me. We ask the question, but we sometimes leave it at that. Oh, I'm sorry you didn't sleep good. Or, hey, that's awesome. You slept great. If we would just take it a step further and say, hey, I wonder why I didn't sleep well, or I wonder why I did sleep so well. What was different about last night that made it either better or worse? Or, like we talk about here on the show, healthier or less healthy. What made it better? What made it not so good? What was it that I did? And we can start if we pay attention to the clues. And of course, I'm using sleep as the example only because I noticed, right? We typically do that. Maybe you do it with your friends and family. Hey, how did you sleep last night? Look a little further, dig a little more into the reasons why. Start looking for clues. If I didn't sleep well last night, I need to start thinking about what did I do during the previous day? What were the inputs like the previous day? What was my activity level like? What types of things did I eat? When did I eat them? What types of things did I drink? When did I drink them? Right? Caffeine, alcohol, carbohydrates close to bed, sugar after dinner, right? There's so many things that we know contribute to sleep. What time did I go to bed? What was the environment like? All these things are inputs into the output, the how I actually slept last night. There are so many clues. And the same is true if if it was not so good. If the answer is not so, I didn't sleep so good last night. There are clues. What was I doing yesterday? What didn't I do yesterday that I normally do? Why was this an outlier? Our bodies give us clues, and we can do this with our nutrition. We can do this with hydration. We can do this with our movement. We can do this with our connection with others. We can do this with the time that we spend going inside ourselves, right? Internally, focusing on our thoughts and feelings. we can do this in all these other areas, and our bodies give us major clues. Sleep, of course, is one of those areas that's going to give us clues. When things are going relatively well for us in terms of health, we tend to sleep better. Another clue is our energy level. Man, I felt so positive. I had so much energy today. I felt like this morning I was just ready to rock. And it might be a sleep matter. It might be nutrition. It might be hydration, right? When things are going generally well, there are clues. When things are going generally not so well, there are also clues. But what we have to do is get out of just being victims of our circumstances and just kind of giving up and saying, oh, well, it was not so good and I'm not really sure why and whatever, here I go. Or it was great and man, everything just fell into place. I'm not really sure how to replicate it, but I'll be thankful for what I had in terms of energy or sleep or whatever the thing is that we're focusing on. Our bodies give us clues. That's the whole idea. And if we're paying attention to those clues, we're paying attention to them on a daily basis or on a weekly basis, right? Relatively frequently, then the hope is that we won't end up having surprises when it comes to our health if we're noticing the clues along the way. And then doing what we can to learn from them, to replicate the situations where we felt good, where things went the way that we wanted them to. And when they don't go that way, being very careful to figure out why. Take a stab at it. Try to avoid that thing and see if things improve. If not, try something else, right? That's what I do with my clients all the time. We're taking a look at that. And overall, what we're doing is we're improving. We're moving in a positive direction by paying attention to the clues. So don't just take them for granted. Don't just think this accidentally went well or it accidentally didn't go well. We can take ownership. We can exert some control over the process. And in so doing, we move in a healthier direction. And down the line, we have less negative surprises and more consistent health, more consistent positivity, more consistent energy, more consistent good nights of sleep when we pay attention to those clues. So my invitation to you is to start, if you haven't already, start paying attention to the clues. And then if you're not happy with the way things turned out in that day or that week, make some adjustments based on what you're learning from the clues and see how things go moving forward. Thanks for spending some time with me here. Thanks for sharing your attention with me. If there's somebody that you care about, please share this podcast with them. I know I love getting podcast recommendations from my friends, from my family, from my coworkers. So if there's someone you care about who might benefit from this message or whose support you could use as you implement this idea, please share it with them so they have a frame of reference on how they can support you and how they themselves can continue to move in a healthier direction. Keep taking good care of yourself. I'll talk with you again soon.